and towards L1. Then you look at the distance between two adjacent P waves. This distance is constant throughout that particular ECG. Then you look at the PR interval, it should be constant throughout the ECG. So the interval between two adjacent R waves also should be constant throughout the ECG. The heart rate should be between 60 to 100 per minute. A sinus rhythm should satisfy all the 6 criteria. Even one of these criteria is not fulfilled, it is an arrhythmia. So that's why any rhythm which does not even satisfy even one of these criteria is called arrhythmia. So arrhythmia is other than normal sinus rhythm. So when you will look at the ECG here, so what you have to do is to first measure look at the P wave in L1 and P wave in AVR. So P wave is upright in L1, inverted in AVR. Then look at the distance between two adjacent P waves. When you measure this P interval, it should be constant. Even if you measure here, it should be constant throughout the ECG. Then you measure the PR interval, and this PR interval should be constant throughout the ECG. And if you measure the distance between two adjacent R waves, for example, it is going to be 4 square. Everywhere it should be 4 squares between two adjacent R waves. Then the heart rate has to be between 60 to 100 per minute. So then only we say this patient is in normal sinus rhythm. So any rhythm which does not satisfy even one of these 6 criteria is arrhythmia. Then we come to the classification of arrhythmia. We classify them into bradycardia, tachycardia. Anything below 60 is bradycardia, anything above 100 is tachycardia. Both can be regular or irregular. Irregular bradycardia, regular bradycardia, irregular tachycardia, regular tachycardia. So this is the important approach to any arrhythmia. So any arrhythmia, the emergency room or the triage approach to any patient who comes to arrhythmia is to see whether the patient is hemodynamically stable. What we mean by hemodynamically stable is patient has got a stable blood pressure, well-felt pulse, conscious, and his peripheries are warm, which tells us the patient is hemodynamically stable. Then make a diagnosis and then try a pharmacological treatment. And if the pharmacological treatment is not working, then you can go for electrical treatment. Tachycardia, we can do a cardioversion. For a bradycardia, you can do a pacer. For example, if the patient is hemodynamically unstable, what we mean by hemodynamic unstable is the patient is got a disturbance in consciousness, he has got a thready pulse, and his blood pressure is not recordable, and he has got cold and clammy extremities, means his arrhythmia is producing hemodynamic compromise and it is preventing vital organ perfusion. Then you have to immediately do an electrical treatment like cardioversion or pacer, depending upon whether it is a tachyarrhythmia, bradyarrhythmia. Then make a diagnosis. When the patient does not have pulse and blood pressure, don't sit in a corner and try to decipher the ECG. So when the patient is hemodynamically unstable, it is first the treatment and then the diagnosis. For example, in the hospital, suddenly the patient is developing an arrhythmia and the patient is suddenly losing the consciousness, it means cardiac arrest. This arrhythmia